Hey there, amazing friends. Picture this. I'm 65, sitting on my porch swing in a small Ohio town watching the sunset paint the sky in pinks and oranges. I'm sipping tea, feeling the breeze, but deep down I'm wondering, is this it? Is life just slowing down now? Then out of nowhere, I see my neighbor, Miss Clara, 82 years young, zooming by on her bicycle, her silver hair catching the light, laughing like she's got the world in her pocket. That moment hit me like a lightning bolt. Aging isn't about fading away. It's about grabbing life with both hands and making every day sparkle. If you're ready to feel stronger, happier, and more connected in your golden years, stick with me. Today, I'm sharing 6 fabulous tips to care for yourself in old age straight from my heart and my own journey. Let's dive in and make these years your best yet. Welcome to my favorite spot, the porch swing, where I dream, reflect, and plan how to live my best life. I'm so glad you're here because if you're 60, 80, or even 100, this video is for you. Aging can feel like a challenge sometimes. Maybe your knees creak a bit, or you miss the hustle of younger days. But here's the truth. These years are a gift, a chance to write a new chapter where you're the hero. I've learned this through my own ups and downs, from feeling stuck in a rut to finding joy in the little things like Miss Clara on her bike. Today I'm sharing 6 practical, heartfelt tips to help you tackle health, loneliness, and lifestyle choices, all wrapped in stories that'll warm your heart. These aren't just tips, they're invitations to live smarter, laugh louder, and love yourself fiercely. Ready? Let's start with the first fabulous thing you can do for yourself. Let's talk about moving your body, not because you need to run a marathon, but because every step you take is a love letter to yourself. A few years ago, I was glued to my couch, feeling sluggish, my joints stiff as old hinges. I'd watch folks jog by and think, that's not for me anymore. But Miss Clara's bicycle moment flipped a switch. I decided to try something simple, a walk around my block. The first day I shuffled along for 10 minutes, huffing like I'd climbed a mountain. But I noticed the neighbor's rose garden, the way the petals glowed in the sun, and I waved at a kid on a scooter. That tiny walk felt like a victory. Now I stroll every morning, sometimes just to the corner store, sometimes through the park where kids play baseball. My legs are stronger, my heart's lighter, and I sleep better. Here's the deal. You don't need fancy gear or a gym membership. Just put on comfy shoes. Those sneakers tucked in your closet will do and move. If walking's tough, try chair exercises like leg lifts while watching TV. My friend Tom, 78, started doing arm circles during commercials, and now he's tossing a ball with his grandkids without wincing. Movement isn't just about your body. It feeds your soul. It's the spark that says, I'm still here and I'm thriving. Why does this matter? Moving keeps your muscles flexible, your heart pumping, and your mood soaring. Studies show even 15 minutes of daily movement can lower stress and boost energy, perfect for tackling those aches or lonely moments. But it's more than science. It's about feeling alive. One morning, I walked to the local diner, sat at the counter, and chatted with the waitress about her new puppy. That small outing turned a gray day into a bright one. You can do this too. Start small, walk to your mailbox, sway to music in your kitchen, or try a gentle stretch. If you're in a wheelchair, roll to a sunny spot and lift a water bottle a few times. Every move counts. Here's a fun challenge. Pick a destination, like a nearby tree or a friend's porch, and go there tomorrow. Notice something new, a bird, a flower, a smile. Let it remind you that you're part of this big, beautiful world. And if you're thinking, I'm too old for this, let me tell you about my Aunt Ruth. At 92, she started shuffling around her apartment with a walker, humming old jazz tunes. She says those walks make her feel like she's dancing again. If Ruth can do it, so can you. Moving your body isn't just exercise, it's a celebration of you right now, exactly as you are. So lace up those shoes or just wiggle your toes, and let's make today feel fabulous. All right, friends, let's talk about food, not diets, not rules, but feeding yourself like you're your own best friend. A couple of years back, I was stuck in a rut, grabbing whatever was easy: frozen pizzas, bags of chips, maybe a soda to wash it down. I'd eat in front of the TV, barely tasting it, and wonder why I felt so darn tired all the time. Then one Sunday, I stopped by the farmer's market near my Ohio town. The stalls were bursting with colors, ruby tomatoes, golden corn greens, so fresh they practically sang. I bought a little basket of veggies and made a pot of chili that night, simmering with beans and spices. Sitting down to that steaming bowl, I swear it warmed my whole soul like a cozy blanket on a chilly day. That's when I realized eating well isn't a chore. It's a way to love yourself inside and out. Now I'm no chef, and you don't need to be either. This isn't about fancy recipes or cutting out your favorite treats. It's about giving your body the good stuff it craves, one small step at a time. Start with something simple. Toss a handful of berries into your morning oatmeal. Those sweet bursts of flavor, they're packed with antioxidants that keep your heart ticking strong. Or swap out that soda for a glass of water with a slice of lemon. It's like a mini spa day in your kitchen. My neighbor Jim, 75, used to live on fast food, but he started adding a side of steamed broccoli to his burgers. He says he feels 10 years younger, and his smile proves it. Why does this matter? Good food fuels your energy, keeps your mind sharp, and helps your body fight off aches and illnesses. I read somewhere that colorful veggies like carrots, spinach, or peppers can boost your immune system and even help with joint pain. But it's not just about health stats. Eating well makes you feel cared for. One afternoon, I baked a sweet potato, topped it with a dab of butter and a sprinkle of cinnamon, and ate it on my porch. The sweetness, the warmth, it was like a hug from the inside. That moment reminded me I'm worth the effort, and so are you. Here's how to make it happen next time you're at the store. Pick one new veggie or fruit. Maybe it's an apple to crunch on, or a zucchini to slice into your pasta. If cooking feels tough, try something low effort like canned beans rinsed and tossed with olive oil and salt. My friend Maria, 88, lives alone and swears by her microwave. She zaps frozen peas and adds them to scrambled eggs. It's quick, tasty, and makes her feel strong. If you're on a budget, look for sales or frozen produce. It's just as nutritious. And don't forget to enjoy it. Set the table even if it's just for you. Light a candle, play some soft music, or eat by a window. Make it a moment. Let's address the elephant in the room. Sometimes appetite fades as we age, or maybe you're managing diabetes or dentures. That's okay. Blend a smoothie with yogurt and bananas for something gentle. Or ask your doctor for tips. Mine suggested small, frequent snacks like nuts or cheese to keep my energy up. And if you love your pie or cookies, I sure do keep them in your life. Just balance them with nutrient-rich foods. Last week, I had a slice of pecan pie after a hearty lentil soup, and it felt like a party in my mouth. Here's a little challenge this week. Try one new food that feels good for you. Maybe swap chips for carrot sticks with hummus, or add avocado to your sandwich for that creamy goodness. Notice how it makes you feel stronger, brighter, maybe even prouder. My Uncle Ray, 90, started drinking a glass of milk with dinner, and he swears it's why he's still beating me at checkers. Eating well isn't about perfection. It's about showing up for yourself one bite at a time. So grab that apple, stir that soup, and let's make your body smile today. Hey, my wonderful friends, let's talk about something that can make your days feel like a warm summer afternoon connecting with people. A while back, I was in a lonely spot. After my kids moved out and my old job ended, my world felt quiet, too quiet. I'd sit on my Ohio porch, sipping coffee, watching cars pass, and thinking, does anyone even notice I'm here? Then one day I bumped into my neighbor Sarah at the mailbox. She's 79 with a laugh that could wake the whole street. We got to chatting about her garden, and before I knew it, she invited me over for iced tea. That hour of stories about her grandkids, her love for roses, even her pet parrot felt like sunshine pouring into my heart. I realized connecting with others isn't just nice. It's like oxygen for your soul. You don't need a big social circle or fancy plans to make this happen. It's about small, real moments that remind you you're not alone. Start with a phone call, maybe to an old friend, your cousin, or even your grandkid. My buddy Frank, 83, calls his sister every Sunday just to swap silly jokes. He says it's the highlight of his week. Or try a quick chat in your daily routine. The other day, I struck up a conversation with the barista at my local coffee shop about his new tattoo. 5 minutes of banter, and I walked out grinning. Those little connections add up like coins in a jar, filling your days with warmth. Why is this so important? Loneliness can sneak up on us as we age, especially if you've lost a spouse, moved away, or just don't get out as much. I read that staying socially active can lower stress, boost your mood, and even help your memory stay sharp. But it's more than that, it's about feeling seen. One evening I joined a book club at the community center, nervous as a kid on the first day of school. We read a mystery novel and over coffee and cookies, we laughed about the plot twists. I left with new friends and a spring in my step. That's what connection does. It lights you up from the inside. Here's how to make it work. Pick one person to reach out to this week. It could be a neighbor knock on their door with a smile and ask about their day, or join something local like a knitting group, a church coffee hour, or a senior center game night. My friend Louise, 91, started going to a weekly bingo game, and now she's the queen of calling out B12 with a twinkle in her eye. If getting out is tough, try online options. I found a Facebook group for classic movie fans, and we share memories of old films like Casablanca. It's like a virtual porch chat. Even small gestures count, like smiling at the grocery clerk or thanking the mail carrier. Those moments ripple, making you and someone else feel good. Now, I know reaching out can feel scary, especially if you're shy or haven't connected in a while. Start tiny. Last week, I left a note for my neighbor thanking her for her pretty flower beds. She stopped by later with a cutting from her lilac bush, and we've been chatting ever since. If mobility's an issue, ask a family member to help you set up a video call. Seeing a loved one's face can feel like a hug. And if you're grieving or feeling low, it's okay to lean on someone. I once told my daughter I was feeling blue and she listened for an hour. That talk lifted a weight I didn't know I was carrying. Here's a fun challenge this week: spark one connection. Call someone, say hi to a stranger, or join a local event. Notice how it feels like a little glow in your chest. My Uncle Joe, 87, started waving at dog walkers from his porch, and now he's got a whole crew of furry visitors. Connection isn't about grand gestures. It's about opening your heart one smile at a time. So pick up that phone, wave at that neighbor, and let's make your world a little brighter today. Hey there, my incredible friends. Let's talk about something that can make your days feel like a cozy, familiar song: building a simple daily rhythm. A few years ago, I was drifting. Retirement had left my schedule wide open, and I'd wake up feeling like I was floating in a fog. Some days I'd stay in my pajamas till noon, scrolling through old photos or staring out my Ohio porch window, wondering where the time went. Then one morning I decided to try something. I made a cup of coffee at 7:30, sat on my swing with a crossword puzzle, and took a short walk by 8 or 0. That little routine felt like a warm hand guiding me through the day. It wasn't rigid, but it gave me something to hold on to, like a lighthouse in a stormy sea. Now, a daily rhythm doesn't mean a strict schedule that stresses you out. It's about creating a flow that feels good, something to look forward to. Maybe it's tea at sunrise, reading a chapter of a novel mid-morning, or watering your plants in the afternoon. My friend Helen, 80, starts her day by feeding her goldfish and listening to a radio show. She says it's like a little hug from the universe, setting her up to feel grounded. For me, I've added a 10-minute stretch after my walk, just swaying to some Motown tunes in my living room. It's not about filling every hour. It's about sprinkling your day with moments that spark joy and purpose. Why does this matter? A routine can be a lifeline, especially when life feels uncertain or your energy dips. I read that having a predictable rhythm can ease anxiety, improve sleep, and even boost your brain's focus. Super helpful if you're forgetting where you parked your glasses. But it's more than science. It's about feeling in control of your story. One day I started writing a short journal entry each evening, just a sentence about something I loved, like the way the sunset glowed, or a funny thing my grandkids said. That tiny habit turned my days into a collection of treasures, not just hours that slipped away. It reminded me I'm still writing my life's adventure. Here's how to make it happen. Pick 2 or 3 things you enjoy and anchor them to specific times. Maybe it's coffee at 8 hours around, a phone call to a friend at noon, or a TV show at 7 euro. Keep it flexible. Life's not a drill sergeant. My neighbor Carl, 85, loves his afternoon nap, but shifts it if he's out birdwatching. If mobility's limited, your rhythm could be simpler, like opening your curtains each morning to let the light in, or saying a quiet prayer before bed. My cousin Edna, 93, who uses a wheelchair, sets out her knitting at 10:00 and listens to audiobooks. She says it's her way of dancing through the day. And if you're caregiving or have a packed schedule, even 5 minutes counts, like sipping tea while gazing at your backyard. Let's tackle the hurdles. Maybe you're thinking, I'm too tired, or I don't want to feel trapped. Start small with one habit. I began with just that morning coffee and it grew from there. If you miss a day, no big deal, pick it up tomorrow. And if routine sounds boring, mix it up. Last week I swapped my crossword for a quick sketch of my porch flowers. It felt like a mini adventure. For those with health challenges, talk to your doctor about what fits. Mine suggested short, regular breaks to rest my joints. The key is to make it yours, something that feels like home. Here's a fun challenge tomorrow. Try one small habit at the same time, like reading a poem after breakfast or calling a friend after lunch. Notice how it feels like a steady beat in your day's song. My Uncle Pete, 89, started watering his tomato plants every evening, and now he swears it's why his garden and his mood are blooming. A daily rhythm isn't about rules, it's about building a life that holds you up one moment at a time. So pour that coffee sway to that tune, and let's make your days shine with purpose. Hey, my fantastic friends. Let's talk about a little secret that can make your heart race like you're a kid again trying something new. A couple of years ago, I was in a bit of a slump, feeling like my days were stuck on repeat. I'd sit on my Ohio porch flipping through the same old magazines thinking I've done it all what's left. Then one rainy afternoon, I saw a flyer for a local watercolor painting class at the community center. Me with a paintbrush, I hadn't touched one since grade school, but something nudged me to sign up. That first class, I splattered paint like a toddler, but by the end, I'd made a wobbly picture of a sunflower. Holding that painting, I felt a spark like I'd unlocked a piece of myself I didn't know was there. Trying something new isn't just fun. It's like opening a window to let fresh air into your soul. You don't need to be artsy or adventurous to do this. It's about stepping just a little outside your comfort zone, finding something that makes you curious. Maybe it's learning to bake bread, planting a windowsill herb garden, or even listening to a new kind of music. My friend Doris, 76, decided to try bird watching last spring. Now she's out with binoculars spotting cardinals and telling me their names like they're old pals. For me, I've started dabbling in photography with my phone snapping shots of my porch flowers or the kids playing at the park. It's not about being perfect. It's about waking up your mind and heart with a bit of wonder. Why is this such a big deal? Trying new things keeps your brain buzzing and your spirit young. I read that learning a new skill can sharpen your memory and boost your confidence, great for those moments when you feel a bit foggy or stuck. But it's more than that. It's about rediscovering you. Last month, I joined a local history club, and we took a virtual tour of Civil War sites. Listening to those stories, I felt connected to something bigger, like I was part of history's heartbeat. That one new experience turned a quiet evening into a journey, and it reminded me I'm still growing no matter my age. Here's how to make it happen. Pick one thing you've always wanted to try, even if it feels tiny. Maybe it's writing a poem, joining a chess club, or watching a foreign film with subtitles. Start small. My neighbor Sam, 82, began with a free online yoga video, just 5 minutes of gentle stretches. He laughed at his wobbly poses, but now does it twice a week. If you're worried about cost, check out free resources. Libraries offer classes, or YouTube has tutorials on everything from knitting to stargazing. My cousin Betty, 90, learned to make origami cranes from a video, and now her living room's full of colorful paper birds. And if mobility's a challenge, try something at home like journaling or learning a few words in Spanish. I started saying gracias to my barista, and she giggles every time. Let's face the fears. Maybe you're thinking I'm too old to learn, or what if I'm no good? Trust me, I was nervous about that painting class, but the teacher's smile and my messy sunflower proved it's about joy, not judgment. If you feel stuck, ask a friend or grandkid to join you. My grandson taught me how to use a photo app, and we had a blast. For health concerns, pick something gentle. My doctor okayed my photography hobby as low stress. The key is to take one step. Last week, I tried a new recipe for blueberry muffins. They were lumpy, but sharing them with my neighbor made us both laugh. Here's a fun challenge this week. Try one new thing. Snap a photo, hum a new song, or read about a topic you're curious about. Notice how it feels like a little fire in your chest. My Aunt Mabel, 95, started listening to jazz albums, and now she sways in her chair like she's at a concert. Trying something new isn't about being the best, it's about lighting up your spirit one adventure at a time. So grab that paintbrush, plant that seed, and let's make your heart sing today. Hey, my beautiful friends, we're at our final tip, and it's a big one celebrating you exactly as you are. A while back, I was having a rough week, my knees were achy, the news was gloomy, and I felt like I was just getting by. One evening, I was on my Ohio porch feeling low when I noticed a photo on my table me at my 70th birthday, surrounded by my kids, grandkids, and a lopsided chocolate cake I'd baked. I was laughing in that picture, my eyes crinkling with joy. It hit me. I've lived through so much heartaches, triumphs, quiet days, and loud ones, and I'm still here shining. So I poured myself a glass of lemonade, played my favorite Elvis song, and danced a little in my kitchen. That moment wasn't about being perfect. It was about honoring the masterpiece that is my life. You deserve that too. Celebrating yourself doesn't mean throwing a big party or waiting for a special occasion. It's about pausing to say I'm proud of me. Maybe it's treating yourself to a warm slice of apple pie at the diner, like I did last week, savoring each cinnamon spiced bite. Or maybe it's writing down a memory you cherish, like the time you taught your grandkid to ride a bike. My friend Rita, 81, keeps a joy jar where she scribbles little notes about things she's grateful for: a sunny day, a good laugh, a kind word. She reads them when she needs a lift, and it's like reliving those moments. For me, I've started taking a quiet moment each Sunday to sit by my porch flowers and think about something I did well, like helping a neighbor, or just getting through a tough day. It's like giving my heart a high five. Why does this matter? Celebrating yourself boosts your spirit and reminds you your life is worth honoring. I read that gratitude and self-recognition can lower stress and even help you sleep better, perfect for those restless nights. But it's deeper than that. It's about seeing your own value. One afternoon, I bought a new scarf, bright red, just because it made me smile. Wearing it to the grocery store, I felt like a movie star, and the cashier's compliment was the cherry on top. That small act of celebration turned an ordinary day into a sparkly one. You've earned the right to feel that way every single day. Here's how to do it. Pick one thing this week to celebrate you. It could be enjoying a favorite treat like ice cream with sprinkles or calling a friend to share a proud moment. My neighbor Tony, 87, celebrates by playing his old harmonica, filling his house with tunes. If money's tight, try something free, take a walk to watch the sunset or flip through old photos and smile at your younger self. My cousin Lila, 94, who's in a nursing home, celebrates by telling stories to her aide about her days as a school teacher. If health challenges make it hard, keep it simple. Say to yourself, I'm doing my best, and that's enough. I started doing this after a bad arthritis flare-up, and it felt like a weight lifted. Let's address the doubts. Maybe you think I haven't done anything worth celebrating. Oh, but you have. You're here living, loving, trying, that's huge. Or maybe you feel selfish. Trust me, celebrating you inspires others too. When I danced to Elvis, my grandkid joined in and we giggled like fools. Start small, light a candle, hum a tune, or just say, I'm awesome. My Aunt Grace, 96, toasts herself with herbal tea every evening, clinking her mug like it's champagne. Celebrating isn't bragging, it's shining your light. Here's the big takeaway from these 6 tips. Your golden years are your canvas and you're the artist. Moving your body, eating well, connecting with others, building a rhythm, trying new things and celebrating yourself. They're all brushstrokes that paint a life full of joy, strength, and purpose. Aging isn't about fading, it's about glowing brighter with every choice you make to care for you. You're not just living, you're creating a masterpiece one beautiful day at a time. There you go, friends, 6 fabulous ways to care for yourself in old age. I'd love to hear how you celebrate you. Drop your favorite way in the comments. Maybe it's a special treat or a proud moment. If this video sparked a little joy, hit that like button, share it with a friend who needs a lift, and subscribe for more tips to make your days shine. You're incredible, and I can't wait to see you next time. Keep glowing, my friends.